Hi everybody, welcome to another EZLynx Live. I'm your host Ryan Buchman. On today's show we're going to be giving you guys a sneak peek at a couple of the cool things that we have coming up here in our last release of the year, our Q4 release. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we want to talk about today is going to be, well, a little bit, a small change, but it's a huge impact on our bulk reassignment product. You now have the ability to cancel a job. So previously, you used to have to call into support to get them to cancel a bulk reassignment job. We're now giving you guys the power to do it yourselves. So let's get bulk reassignment pulled up and let's take a quick look at it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and create a bulk action. And once again, bulk action, this is where you can do bulk actions such as close tasks, reassign the assigned to on an account, update producer code overrides, the service team codes, all in bulk, right? But one of the big things that always kind of happens here that we run into is sometimes you might accidentally enter in the wrong information for a bulk reassignment. And what currently happens today is if that happens, you have to call support. Support then has to put in a ticket, and then our database team has to go in and cancel the job for you, right? So we wanted to give you guys the ability to actually come in here and be able to close these things all on your own, right? Without having to do it. So provided that you execute this cancellation before 5 p.m., before things start to process, you can cancel these all on your own. So if you go to, let's close task, let's go in here, closing, and let's type like bulk, there you go. Click close, boom. Now you're going to see this thing say, hey, go to the job status page. So a cool new thing that you'll see here is this cancel option. So if we click cancel, go ahead and hit yes. The job has actually now been canceled. It didn't actually get processed through. The only time you can actually cancel one of these jobs on your own, on your end, is if it has not gone into a processing state. This generally happens after about 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., we start processing all of the bulk jobs for the day. So provided you go in and want to cancel this before 5 p.m., you now have the ability to do that. You can also, if you just wanted to maybe filter and say, hey, I want to see all my canceled jobs. Here's all my canceled jobs. We're giving you a nice little filter status. So cool new feature in bulk reassignment. You guys now have the ability to cancel bulk reassignment jobs prior to them going into a processing state. So really nice feature. Next thing that we want to talk about real quick is going to be a change in Automation Center. So let's go ahead and select Automation Center. Click on Workflows. We have added a brand new renewal trigger in Automation Center. So let's click on Create New Workflow. For those of you who aren't aware, if you're new to EZLynx and you want to create automated workflows, but you just don't know where to start, we've got these really helpful templates where we've already built out workflows for you. So if you want to send customer birthday wishes, or anytime a new customer comes into your system, you want a workflow to take place, you can look at these templates, you can adjust them, make some changes to them, but this helps you. It's a good jumping off point, a good start point for people who want to do automation but might be, a little concerned that, this might be a little too much, right? This helps you right here. This helps you get started. It's these great triggers, recommended triggers. I suggest going and look at them. There's some cool ideas that we have here. But let's go back to what we're talking about today. So if you come down here to Management System and you go down to Renewal, we now have Policy Renewal. So every time a policy renews in this system, right, this will trigger. And you can choose, based on the filters, if you want to maybe break it down a little bit more. So maybe based on the carrier, let's say it was 21st, I want certain things to happen, right? I want a task to get created for me. I want an email, a custom email that I have to go out to the customer saying we received your renewal, we're going to get everything processed for you. You can tailor your experience, but this is great. This is great for people who have Retention Center. You can tie it into Retention Center if you want. This is also good for people who may not have Retention Center. Everybody gets policy renewals coming in, right? And you can be able to generate your own workflow here based on that renewal if you want. So really cool. I highly encourage you guys to go in here, look at this new trigger that we've added in, we're going to have in here for Q4. And also, if you haven't looked at the recommended templates, take a look at those. Now, the final thing that we want to talk about today on today's show is going to be some additional filters that we added to an existing trigger that we already have. So let's leave this one. Go ahead and hit cancel. There you go. Yep. Go back to create a workflow. Scroll back down to the management area. Here we go. So we have a trigger today for carrier notifications received, right? And you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, what are carrier notifications? Well, this is a pretty big deal, right? The carriers here in EZLynx, we have a setup through Ivans where they will pass notifications into our system, right? And based on those notifications, those messages, you can then create tailored workflows. And let's take a look. So what we've done is we've now given the ability for you to filter these messages, right? It used to be the carrier message came in, what do you want to have done, right? Well, now you have this cool new filter option for carrier notification message type. And based on the message type, you can choose specific actions that you want to have happen, right? Maybe if it's an electronic memo, you want to have certain things done. Non-payment pending cancellation, non-renewal notice, the notice of final cancellation, payment overdue, that's a big one, right? So if you get a carrier message of payment overdue, maybe you want a task created immediately for that CSR to go talk to the customer. Maybe you want an email generated to be sent out to the customer about that. I mean, that's up to you guys, but you can choose what you want to have happen based on these message types here. So carrier messages, this is an existing feature that we've had in the system for a while now. This is really great because you receive these messages on regarding your customers' policies. There's a variety of messages that you get, and what's really nice here is this kind of helps you tailor that experience for your insureds, right? It gives you one more touch point, right? So when a message comes in, you can be proactive and be communicating these things and certain changes to your customer. Now, the big question that everybody might have on the call, and a lot of people do when we show things here at EZLynx Live, the big question is, well, wait a minute. I'm at EZLynx. Do I have carrier messages? Do I get that? How does that work, right? Great question. Generally, when a customer is onboarded into the EZLynx system, when you're set up in EZLynx, we go in, we get everything set up with Ivans, and we enable all these notification messages. We enable this for you for your carriers that support it. We do it right out of the box for you. The bigger question is well, what if I'm not new to EZLynx? What if I've been here for a little while? How do I ensure that all of the carriers that I work with, if carrier messaging is supported, how do I ensure that it's turned on for everybody? How do I make sure I can take advantage of this? Well, great question. Really, 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 really great question. So let's go ahead and here we go. So about 90 carriers support e-documents and messaging via Ivans. And this is just a couple of those carriers. So like Travelers, Auto Owners, Safeco, National General, Chubb, Nationwide, Foremost, Hartford, Plymouth, State Auto. All of these carriers support carrier messaging via Ivans. So the earlier question, how do I ensure that I get access, the carriers under these 90, the ones that I work with, how do I ensure that I get that? Perfect. Great question, right? What we recommend that you do is you email our partners over at Ivans, right? And I'm going to leave this email address up here for just a little while. There it is right there, right? It's connections@ivansinsurance.com. Once again, that's connections@ivansinsurance.com. Send them an email. Let them provide your contact information in there, provide your agency information, and then somebody at Ivans is going to reach back out to you and let you know if you need to get set up, let you know if you are already set up, right? You can ask them, hey, what carriers do I work with you guys that support this so that I know, so that I can create these cool workflows to have these automated events take place in Automation Center in the system when a message comes in, right? But definitely email Ivans. They're right there. This is a big push for them, right, to make sure that these carrier messages and these e-doc, these transactions are taking place for you guys. So if you have questions, if you need to make sure you're being able to take advantage of this, once again, email connections@ivansinsurance.com, and they should be able to look at your carrier list that they have. For the ones that are supported, make sure that you're set up and that you're able to take advantage of this. And that's our show for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in every single month to be able to see some of the cool features that we've been working on for you here at EZLynx. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And as we say here in Texas, we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.